Cool. Episode 6. Thoughts at the spot. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You know, if you've been listening here now, it's your boy CeeLos with your boy C-Joe. Today's topic, let's see what we got.
What do you mean we see what we got? Anyways, we already know the topic, bro. It's about the ladies, how they've been hitting us up.
It's like I got DM'd. It's like, you know how many DMs have been getting, bro? It's crazy.
It's like, you suck.
And it was your mom, bro.
It's like, Mom. No, not my mom. I don't know this. But no.
You don't have your mom listening? Damn, bro.
She wouldn't listen, bro.
Just like I wouldn't support you, bro.
He's like, no, I'm not going to give you that listen. But no, anyways, going back to where we're at. Man, it's been crazy slate. But yeah, was it my topic or your topic?
It's late. No, it's you. It's late because we were out in the club.
Yeah, we were partying. You were like, hey, you know, we're gonna go back.
He's like, you know, let's go back. Let's record
It's like, why not?
This is record, you know. After we got turned down multiple times.
We were the guys in the corner. We were just like shaking it and moving. Nothing really happened. Oh yeah, so I want to talk about my thoughts here with we'll give our thoughts on about the Android and iPhone dilemma.
Android and iPhone? Android and iPhone?
Yeah, so it's like it can include Samsung. But what do you team what? Dude,
I'm team Windows, bro. You didn't throw that. You didn't throw that out there, bro. No, I mean for me, it's like I like both operating systems. They have their great things, each one. But I have to go with iPhone, you know? iPhone's just more reliable.
In what ways?
It's just smooth. Smooth like me, you know what I mean? No, it's I feel like it's just very nice to use. User-friendly.
So it's kind of like dumbed down version. I'm not saying the ones we have out there.
So what are you saying that everyone that uses iPhones? Do you use an iPhone?
No. This is my thing. I love Samsung, but I hate Android. You know?
You hate Samsung?
I love Samsung.
Or you love Samsung but hate Android?
Yeah.
Why did you love Samsung though?
Well, I mean, I think with their technology that they got going on, just their Apple Pay, their Samsung Pay. I know Apple Pay.
It's like I wish I had a Samsung with Apple stuff. You know?
It's like, oh, you hate Samsung, but it's like, oh, let me see your Samsung phone, and I have an Apple phone. But no, like, I mean, their Samsung Pay, their technology with their magnetic strip is pretty awesome. The type of phone, the way the phone looks, it's great. I like how the style of it, it's pretty sleek. And just fast, you know. The camera's like way advanced compared to iPhone. Yeah,
I think it's Samsung that has that telephoto, whatever. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's like you can shoot from far away.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
But have you ever shot the camera with your iPhone camera at the moon?
No.
Did you know that the Apple uses I'm not sure if it's AI, but it uses like their system to generate the look of the moon. So it's not the actual moon that you're looking at. It's it picks up an image.
Really?
Yeah. So when you ever get a chance, and anyone out there,
it's like, all right, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back.
It's like I can't even see it with all this smoke going on around here. No, but that's what it does. It just picks up like an image from that it's of a moon, and it kind of just puts it on there. So
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't really take pictures of the moon.
But that little dog's about to die. Making out this ruckus.
He's trying to break in, bro.
You even asked him, are you staying or are you going? But what was I talking about?
Talking to the moon?
Yeah, talking to the moon. No, but that's if I could have the upgrading system of the iPhone on the Samsung, that would be a perfect one.
Well, for me, I have a little bit of background with phones. I mean, it's been a while. I could tell you, I mean, I tried from every operating system before, from Android, Apple, Windows, you know, all that type of stuff, you know. And it's just what I came to realize is that, well, this was back then too. So I mean, iPhone's gotten better with this, but just with like Android, you've gotten the ability to do so much with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you used to customize like the icons and you know your background and all this cool stuff that you could do, and iPhone was very limited to that. So that's why I really loved Android. But the thing that I realized with Android, I mean, I haven't had Android in a while, but after a while, like literally like within 6 months, your phone starts slowing down, and it's just because of everything that it allows, that has going on with Android. And what I was told, or what I was taught back then, is that the reason is for that is just because you gotta realize that Android has to get like the true version of Android was to like go Google. Back then, I don't know how the Pixel is now, but back then to get the actual true version of an Android would be to go Google Pixel, and those Google Pixels were amazing. People loved those Google Pixels back then.
Yep.
But the reason because of that is just because when you have Android operates so many different brands. So you had to get the Samsung Android, which you had to get the Samsung apps, and that would conclude of a lot of Samsung apps. So that would cost your phone to slow down. And then you had the LG version, which you had to get the LG stuff, and you had the HTC, and you had all these different type of brands that use Android as their operating system. So you would get like a mixed experience of Android. You wouldn't get the real true version of the actual Android. And for me, that was my complaint is that after using it for so long, the phone just like kind of dumbs down, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, for some reason, it just slows down. And then also the apps. I mean, like, I feel like the apps are made sloppy just because I feel like it's I mean, I don't know if it is not true or not, but I feel like making an app for an Android store, with the Play Store, I mean, sorry, the Android
Google
store.
Play Store?
Is like the Android store. Now the Play Store, it's just anybody could put the app in, you know? You can literally make whatever. Versus Apple, there's certain things you got to go through to get your app approved. So I just think maybe that's why.
Yeah. I think, this was crazy. I feel if Google put the same time that Samsung does to their phones, it would be good. I used to own the Nexus, Google Nexus. And those are pretty sweet with $300-$400 phones, and you get stock Android. But then they went away and they came with the Pixels, and they started off at like $700 and just made it, you know.
Well, they had to kind of compete with iPhone, dude. iPhone just it's kind of like when we talked about Tesla, you know. It's the thing that when the first thing that came out, when you thought electric and vehicles, you were like, oh, Tesla's the thing. And you would look at that first before. Same thing with iPhone. iPhone was one of the first smartphones that came out. So people were looking at that first. And then later came Android. So people just get used to that iPhone.
Yeah.
People just like, dude, and there's people that just take it seriously, bro. People don't like to have a group chat and you have the green, you know? You be that green. you bring that green bubble, you know?
It's like, who's that broke? Who's that broke person? That's... No, with their with iPhone, I think it's once you're in the ecosystem, you're done.
Well, dude, just think about it, bro. I mean, we have iPads.
Yeah.
I mean, you never see anybody talk about a Samsung tablet or a different type of tablet, right?
It's an iPad.
When you think of a tablet, you think of an iPad. Yeah. We don't even call it tablets. It's weird that the people call it tablets anymore. They use the term iPad.
Yeah.
Like, where's your iPad referring to a tablet?
Yeah.
You know, so the iPad is very popular. So you have the iPad. The MacBooks are very reliable, and everything. So when you can put everything together, it just makes it easier. If I could send my pictures to here, I have access to this here, makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And maybe Samsung does the same. I mean, you never had a tablet or stuff like that.
Well, Well, they do, but it's just hard to compete. You know, even like, for example, Microsoft, right, with their tablet, they had to pay for the NFL to use, you know, to kind of have that being used during the games.
So it's like to use instead of Apple?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to do it because that's their marketing, you know, so they spend millions or possibly, you know, I would say millions.
But, I mean,
Just
Microsoft is pretty big, though. I mean, it's well known. When you think computer-wise, I still think that the computer-wise, I feel like Microsoft still has like an edge, right?
Well, I think compared, I mean, if you're looking at Samsung, Microsoft, and, you know, those two companies against Apple, Microsoft still has it because, you know, the Surface is still a good tablet.
Mm-hmm.
The Surface laptop is still good, so it's they're not that far behind, and they're trying to come up with the name, and they're getting there, you know. It's just that it's kind of hard to compete with a company like Apple where they have the iPad, the MacBooks, the Macs, the Apple Watches, you know, everything that kind of just joins together. And that's why when I bought my MacBook, and I'm like, well, if I have a MacBook, I need to get an iPhone. You know, people will be like, well, you really don't need to, but it's like, I want to be able to, whatever I have on my phone connects to my laptop. And then I need an iPad because I want to be able to have that more of a mobile type of thing that I can just be, instead of bringing out my laptop, I can take a note here or do this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it just sucks you in, and it's good and it's bad, you know. You just spend money. I mean, you start getting the Apple card, and now you're like, well, now I gotta spend money on Apple, you know. And if you're using that credit card for anything else, it's just like you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I know you recently switched over to iPhone. I think it's been hasn't been that long that you switched to.
Yeah, I switched over with the iPhone 12.
Yeah, so 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But you were hard-headed. You were like, iPhone is.
Yeah.
iPhone's, you know, shit. And to be real, iPhone.
It is shit.
It is shit. iPhone's been lacking on that. When you see the Samsung Galaxy lineup, well, I don't even think they're called. Are they still called Galaxies? Yeah, I know they got rid of the Note. There's no more Note.
There's no more Note. They combined that with the Galaxy. I think
it's called Ultra, no?
Galaxy
Ultra. With these long ass names, but the technology when you see from Samsung, you're like, oh shit, something that folds. You know, like the technology's there. Every year you're like, okay, what's Samsung gonna take out? But when you look at iPhone's lineups and they come out, it's like, oh, it's the same shit every year.
Yeah.
And I'm still there, upgrading.
Yeah.
Here, take my money.
He went from the 13 to the 14.
It's like, take my money. It's like, it's the same phone, but we added what they always say, it's even faster than last year. And I'm like, oh shit, I need it. No, but I wait every other year to upgrade. I don't want to upgrade every year, just because the same thing with iPhone. It's just that it's the same shit.
Yeah.
And with the 14, there was a lot of hate because it has the same chip as the iPhone 13.
Yeah.
13, I think 13 Pro, but people were just complaining like it's the same phone, and the phone looks identical. Unless you go 14 Pro, the 14 Pro is different than the previous 13, but the 14 looks just identical.
Yeah, well, that's what's crazy to me is, as you remember, right? Because I switched over, I had iPhone with the iPhone 4, and then I think 2 years after that, I started working at AT&T, and then I stopped. I went, you know.
He didn't stop. He got fired. he couldn't sell for shit.
I'm like, they don't sell themselves. We'd be discounting for free. It's like, you know, but no. They would do like minor changes, right? Like you go from iPhone 4 to the iPhone 5.
No, well, the iPhone 4 to the iPhone 4S was
there was no change, but
but it had Siri. Siri was a big thing. It was amazing.
But the thing is, you expect that from an S version, right? When you go from a 4S, you're like, it's the same thing.
But when you think about back then, the technology when iPhone 3GS and iPhone 4 and then iPhone 4S came out, the technology, people were amazed.
Yeah.
Even with iPhone 4 to iPhone 5, 5S, and then iPhone 6, I think that's where the wow factor from Apple kind of slowed down. Because I feel like after iPhone 6, I've never felt that like, oh wow, except when the iPhone 10 came out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, that's amazing. I really want that phone.
Yeah.
Now it's just like it's kind of looks the same, kind of same thing. But back then, I think iPhone 4S came out. Everyone was like, oh shit, this has Siri. It's a thing that helps you. And people were like, oh damn. And then the iPhone came out, and they were like, oh, it's taller, bigger screen, it's thin.
Mm-hmm.
And that came out, and then you had iPhone 5S, and I think that's when they introduced the Touch ID, and people were like, oh yeah, the future's here, you know?
Yeah.
And then the iPhone 6 came out, and it was like a 6 and a 6 Plus. You're like, oh damn, dude, I have a bigger screen now. And then you're like, oh dang, and then we went to get that. And then after the 6S came out with the rose gold, I think that was cool. Yeah. That was really it. iPhone 7, then iPhone 8 was cool because of the colors. And then there was no iPhone 9. And then with iPhone 10.
Yeah, because it was like, what happened to iPhone 9? It's like,
and then the iPhone
7, 8, 9.
Yeah. They skipped it.
Okay, yeah, because they went with the 10, right? With
they went because it was the 10-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
So they went with iPhone 10. And that one was like, oh, dang. That one's sick.
What did they have, though?
Huh?
What was the cool thing about
it? They changed the design that you went round instead of square. Like now it's square. Yeah. It was like, whoa, round phone. It was like round edges. But it had the notch. And everybody was like, oh. It was really cool.
Like other companies were hitting on it, and then they started switching to the same thing too.
But it was cool. But then Apple started doing this weird stuff. I think it was after the 10, where they started not including the charging brick. And I think that's when they got rid of the headphone jack. Or was it iPhone 8? I think it was iPhone 8 when they got rid of the headphone jack, where it was just like, for me, I mean, I'm not a big headphone user in the sense of like audio jack. I mostly use Bluetooth anyways. But for me, it was like, why?
Yeah.
Why do that? And then like now it's like the boxes are smaller. Now we don't have any freaking what's it called? That brick to charge your phone.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff. Now there's no headphones for people that need headphones, you know?
Yeah.
You have to go wireless. So I think it's just it's stuff like that was like, okay, Apple, I know now you're just trying to make money. But I guess business is business.
Yeah, but it's crazy though, because it's like, oh, we're doing it to save the environment. We're only gonna give you the cord.
But you can't say it's for the environment because you gotta go buy it and it comes in a box.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, like it's like, oh, because there's a lot of people that have the bricks already, right? But then it's not the same one. They went from like the USB 3 to USB C.
Yes, it's like a slap in the face, you know. It's like, yeah, you don't have this. You have to go buy one.
Yeah, and so it's like $30 or something.
Yeah, it's a cash grab, bro. It's the cost of owning an iPhone. But we still buy it.
Yeah.
I'm still there. You're there now.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna wait till the 15. So
even when the 15 comes out, you're still gonna get it. Or when the 16 comes out, you're gonna get it, or whatever. But you're still gonna get a new iPhone. Yeah. Just because the world, especially in the United States, is, I think I saw that it accounted for a little bit over 50% of the users use iPhone. Yeah. So it's like crazy, dude, because half of the United States uses iPhone. So it's like the way to like. It's like you said it yourself. When you use something different than an iPhone, you look at that person differently. Yeah. You know, you're like, this guy's either broke or what's going on. You know, why doesn't he have an iPhone? Yeah. But I just think that iPhone is just the way to go. Yeah. Even if you don't like it, it's the way to go.
I'm sucked in. I think it'll be hard for me to go. Possibly if they reduce the price of the foldables, then maybe I'll switch over to a foldable. But at this time, I don't know. I don't think it's
reduce the price, bro. Dude,
I don't know. I like.
You can't justify spending the money.
Yeah, especially when it's like $1,700 for a foldable.
But it's a foldable phone, bro.
Yeah, but it's just like, you just give it some time and then it'll be.
But I heard that they break easy first, right? And then you have that crease in the middle that annoys some people. Yeah. So how do you really care for that stuff?
Yeah, I would get it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say 2 to 3 years from now, the foldables are gonna be affordable, and then I'll switch over back to Samsung.
Yeah, but at that time, then you'll have like the freaking hologram phones.
Okay.
Then you'll be like, oh shit. Nah.
My thing is, I can't believe Apple still hasn't put in. They still haven't gotten away with the notch. You know. I like their idea behind it, but it's just like, dude, like,
but
you know, you're a $1 trillion company, and you can't add that on to make it different than what you have right now.
Dude, I think, dude, Apple's not dumb. Apple has the technology to do or be as great as Samsung technology wise. Yeah. I just think they do it because they know they could
squeeze more money out of someone.
Yep, they could squeeze people money out of people just because it's like, dude, like I said, the iPhone 4 is the same shit as a 13.
Yeah.
But people are still gonna upgrade. Not even because it's like, oh, it's the same phone. But those people that are using right now the iPhone 6, iPhone 8, iPhone 10, iPhone 11, iPhone 12, those people are going to look at that iPhone 14 and be like, oh, that's an upgrade. But it's a newer iPhone, so I'm just going to get that iPhone. So people, they're still making money off that thing. And then the next year, they already have an idea.
Yeah.
Like, there's already leaks of how the iPhone 15 is going to look because Apple already trademarks a lot of stuff.
Oh, true, and you can see it.
So it's just like, the Apples already know, and they just know that you're gonna buy it. There's people gonna be buying those phones.
Yeah.
So I think if they were to take out something like Samsung, they'll be like, oh, okay, like I got the latest and greatest phone right now. I don't need to upgrade next year model because we know there's not gonna be. Because think about it, once you get a foldable phone, that's what's in, and that's what's great, and that's what's amazing, right? If you have a foldable right now, you probably won't upgrade to anything else. What's anything else besides the newer version of a foldable?
Oh, that foldable, true.
But you're not even because first of all you probably dropped $1,800 on it, and then second of all the phone's already pretty nice. You don't need to upgrade anything else because the market, there's nothing else in the market.
Yeah.
Right. But if Apple was to do that, then we know they'll probably sell a lot of foldable Apple phones. But then after that, maybe people won't upgrade next year to the second version of the foldable, whatever technology they come up with. So I think that's why they just Apple being Apple, you know? They know what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, people will fall. I mean, okay, let me ask you this. If Apple was, because I know there's been talks about it, but if Apple comes out with a electric car, would you get it?
Electric car? I don't think so, dude. Or we'll have to see what it is.
I feel like they would probably pay you for the subscription just to enter the door. Just
like to start it, it's an additional $10.
Yeah, you just hey, tap your Apple Pay.
Yeah, tap your Apple Pay. It's an additional $20 just to go over 60. I don't know. It's like something like that. It's like it's like the iPhone or the iCar or whatever they call it, and then you're like, it comes with 3 wheels, to save the environment. To get the 4th wheel, you have to go buy it separately.
Or they come up with the chargers of your phones will fit the car. You need multiple.
But you heard there's no windows?
Oh, no.
Knee slammer. You little jokester, you.
Damn it, I wish I would have gone on to the things first. But it's too late now. It's okay.
Jokester.
I'm tuning now with Apple, and
you can't go back. Once you go iPhone, you can't go back.
Unless Samsung.
There's just no way, dude. You're not gonna
use your phone. I'm just kidding.
You just won't like it, dude. Like it's like when I told you I work in the phones industry. It's just hard to go back.
But what would happen if Samsung sponsors us and we have to use their phones?
I'll be like, can I just get TVs instead? I love Samsung TVs. It's like, can I just get a TV instead?
It's like all of a sudden we're rocking with the camera.
It's like, I just need TVs. I don't think they have cameras. Well, they're projectors too. I like their projectors. Projectors are pretty sick. Nice. I mean, I would get that, you know? We're like, Samsung, you're on top of TVs. Apple got nothing on you.
Well, they got the Apple TV.
It's not really like TV though. I have an Apple TV though.
Bro, that's not even a Samsung. That's a Hitachi, bro.
Dude, that's what's in.
That was just on sale on fucking what do you call it? Black Friday.
It was. I think my mom gave it to me for free, bro. I wasn't gonna turn it down, so I was like, hey, fuck it. I need a TV in the office, so it makes sense. So now I have a Hitachi.
It's a fire hazard, bro. And then you got your bottles over there. I don't know that.
Yeah, bro. That's what it is, Hitachi. Waiting for them to take out a phone, you know. So I could jump on that train.
It's like a copy of Samsung.
But did you see the nothing phone?
Mm.
You haven't heard of the nothing phone?
No.
Well, let me see if I can find a picture for it. But it's the nothing phone. It's very popular. It looks like an iPhone.
Yeah.
But it lights up.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
It's like I saw it on my TikTok. I don't know how much is it, but I don't think you can buy it here in the U.S. Well, I don't know. I really don't know much about it.
It does nothing.
But it does, and it runs Android. But it is, people like it because it lights up in the back with your notifications, and it's pretty cool looking.
So
it looks like an iPhone.
Can you actually use a phone? Oh, it's just nothing. There's nothing on the back.
Yeah, it looks like you could see. I don't know if it looks like that might be the insides of the phone, but those things light up.
That's interesting. Oh, is it true? I don't know. We have to look it up. I heard that Tesla came up with the phone.
I think it's a satellite phone, isn't it? Yeah, they're taking out a phone, and that phone could technically contact your aliens.
Oh, okay.
No, it connects to the satellite.
Oh, I believe you for a second.
You're like, I'm gonna get it. He's like,
it's like, what aliens?
Nah, but I think that's what it is. It's not out yet, though. It's just like the Cybertruck. Tesla does a lot of talking, you know?
Yeah, he even comes up with a lot of bull crap.
But once it comes out with it, it's sick as fuck.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my Cybertruck.
It's like I'm still waiting for the underground tunnel to be finished.
Dude. That guy's crazy, dude. Did you hear how he lives?
How does he live?
He sold all his properties and he just lives in a mobile home. In a tiny home that he spent $34,000 on.
I would too, bro. I mean, why do you need a big house? I think it's just him too. I don't think he's with his kid and his wife.
His kids, yes, like I don't know.
That's he only has one kid.
No, he has 4 or 5 kids from mother. Look it up, dude.
No, he doesn't.
Look him up, dude. He's gonna tell you right now.
Dude, I'm gonna text him right now.
It's like, hey.
It's like, yo, what up? Elon Musk.
He gets around, bro.
Dude, I don't think he has kids, bro. Oh, he only has one.
Children. 10 children, bro. 10 kids.
It says 10 kids. Me, his 10 children and their mothers?
Yeah.
Nah.
That's why he's trying to get rid of all of his property so he doesn't leave anything to his kids, bro.
Oh, it says he has 2.
2 with the current one. It's like you see on the wiki, it tells you like all these names.
It doesn't say.
I don't know.
I think he pays him not to disclose that information.
He has the money for it, bro.
I know they had that boy that was recently born.
Yeah.
And they gave him that name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's
it's like the XY something.
Yeah.
That girl, that lady, or Grimes or whatever came up with.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't name my kid that.
I wonder who's gonna leave his company. I wonder if he's just gonna just sell it and just give it to charity and just be like, yeah, you guys do deal with your own. I know there was a long talk back then that he said he was gonna go to Mars too.
Probably. I think he'll do it, but it'll be a minute before that happens. You want to go to Mars?
Heck no, dude. I love living here. I love the USA.
It's like, I love USA, not Earth.
not Earth.
No, not Earth. I love USA.
It's dangerous, dude. Some places, bro.
It's dangerous?
Yeah, dude, Mexico, bro.
Mexico's not dangerous.
Actually, we love Mexico. In case people from Mexico.
In case we have Mexican listeners.
Yeah. We'll see what's up with the phones and stuff like that. Like I said, team iPhone, I guess, for now, until something blows my mind.
Well, I mean...
Or we get sponsored by either Samsung, LG. I don't know.
We get sponsored by HTC, bro.
HTC. Dude, that's why I love that phone, bro. I forgot the name. No,
HTC One, bro.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Does you like that phone?
Yeah, it was booty, but it was good.
It was cool. It was in metal, no?
Yeah, it was all metal and kind of... In case you were walking out the store selling your phone and all of a sudden someone tries to like rope you, be like, let go of my phone.
They can throw it at them. Fucking kill them.
They'd be like, what the fuck is this? We want an iPhone, you know? It's like,
No, but at that time when that phone came out, it was pretty cool because at that time it was iPhone 5. I think it came out iPhone 5S.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, bruh, the iPhone 5 and iPhone 5S look identical. I don't want to upgrade to that. So I got it. I think I got an HTC One.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is cool. But then I saw everybody using that 5S and I kind of got like FOMO.
Yeah.
So I was like,
What is it?
it was like, I want to get the iPhone 5S. And then I got it and I was like, oh. And I remember I bought it off a guy from KSL.
You bought it from KSL?
Mm-hmm. Just because I was like, I want it.
Huh.
And I bought it and I was like, this is sick.
Yeah.
And it was literally nothing cool, bro. It was just a small screen.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah, bro. But
Well, first, you know, I want to say R.I.P. to HTC.
R.I.P. to HTC, the Windows
Phone.
the Lumia 650 that came out in 2016.
Yeah. So, but that was Windows, right?
Windows.
Lumia.
Rest
BlackBerry.
in,
Rest in peace,
Dang,
BlackBerry.
rest in peace, BlackBerry.
And if you guys...
Did you ever use a Palm? Did you hear the Palm phone?
No.
Well,
I knew about it, but I never used it.
it was kind of the same thing. It was
Yeah.
not all that great.
But Palm was what? But that type of Palm was the Windows.
No, it wasn't Windows.
It was their own thing.
Yeah, it didn't have an operating system though.
Bro, were you yawning in there?
Dude, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
No,
dude.
it's not.
Dude, it's 1 o'clock Eastern time. You let me finish.
Stupid. Let's see what other phones do we want to give honorable mentions.
Mentions to the iPhone.
Sony dropped off too.
The iPhone. Oh, the Xperias.
Yeah.
I remember
R.I.P. to Sony. He just gave
R.I.P.
up.
Dude, we just gotta get a bottle.
I know. R.I.P. to the Google Nexus. They were good ones too.
Google Nexus. R.I.P. to the iPhone Mini. iPhone Mini. They cut.
But I thought that was just iPhone 4.
No, the iPhone Mini was the iPhone 13 Mini.
It was Mini.
It was a Mini.
They're done. Oh yeah, they're not bringing those up. Huh?
Yeah. So R.I.P. to them.
What else? What other phones? R.I.P.
Bro, there was a lot, bro.
Oh, I know, but I'm just wanna,
There was
R.I.P. to the Sidekick back then. R.I.P. to the flip phones, the Razors, bro.
Oh,
the Razors still
Razer.
think,
No,
bro,
Motorola. Motorola's still doing
yeah,
thing? I think
they're
Motorola's
still doing their. It's not bad. This is not great, but it's there.
Who else? Did you ever use Nextel?
Who?
Nextel? It was like Sprint and Nextel before.
Yeah.
It was a walkie-talkie phone.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
It was pretty cool too.
Do you remember that app? What was that walkie-talkie app?
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was crazy back then, dude. It was a lot different.
Now
Kids don't know that struggle, bro.
I know.
Of like wanting to call people and text people and you couldn't because you were scared to go over. It was like, I'm not gonna answer no calls after night, you know.
Yeah.
Or the weekends.
Or if you like accidentally send a message, you're like, oh my gosh. Like for me, I was like, my parents are gonna like, my dad's gonna kick my ass. He's gonna get the bill.
But it was sick because I was used to the like texting back then, so I could text like this during class.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. And then when they came out with those keywords phones, that was pretty cool too.
That was nice too. Yeah, BlackBerry, they should have just changed up, but they decided just to keep doing what they're doing with their booty ass phones.
Well, BlackBerry was revolutionary back then.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, they were up ahead. They were I think ahead from Samsung and Apple. You know, of course, because Samsung and Apple started their phones late. But yeah, dude, R.I.P. to them.
Well, if you think about it, I was looking at it and they said that Apple. What phone was it that came out? Apple will talk a lot of shit on phones that had styluses.
Oh yeah.
So
it's because what's the name? What's not Tim Cook? What's that guy's name?
Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
one who was like, we're not gonna use freaking styluses, so he was like, we'll use our fingers because these styluses you can lose, and that's how the iPhone 3G came to be.
Which is crazy though, because I remember I heard that Android was coming out with their first phone, and it was gonna look just like the BlackBerry, the old BlackBerry, and then when iPhone announced their phone, then they scrapped that, and then they went with the, what was it? Which one was it? What was the?
It was the Google. It was Google something that came out. It was the very first Android. I think that was the very first Android. If you look it up, it was the Google phone.
And it was
and it was through T-Mobile.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. Shout out T-Mobile, bro.
I used to work for T-Mobile. I used to work for AT&T. AT&T. I'll wait till they sponsor us before we give them a shout out.
Oh, it was called the HTC Dream.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't.
It was HTC.
Google. Yeah, it was HTC.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like HTC could.
But it looked cool though.
Yeah. It was like a.
It was nice though.
Like a updated version of the Sidekick, you know. And I had that.
No, but didn't the Sidekick? They came out with the Sidekick, a smartphone Sidekick.
No, I remember that.
Yeah, they did, bro.
I'm trying to get all the information out real quick. Right here we got.
It's like I gotta pull this up because if I don't, I might get sued. You know, putting out fake information out there. Boom. Smartphone.
CLOs is the one that does all the research over here. Make sure we don't just throw crap out there.
It's like I pull it up and be like, bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
I know.
No, I can't.
Oh, that's like another good thing too. You can go on and talk about, dude. Freaking watches.
Oh, watches? Did you see the? You use Apple Watch. Cause you're gay.
You look at my wrist like what?
Nah, just kidding. But I have an Apple Watch. I just forget to charge it. But the Ultra, did you see that new?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty. Looks like a. It's like.
For like hikers or people who like to adventure.
It's like we're fat. We don't go outside.
It's like, oh yeah, you can go underwater. I can't swim.
It's like.
How do you want me to use it? Just put my hand in like a puddle or something?
It's like, yeah, that's embarrassing. You can't swim.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for the Sidekick when they came out with the smartphone.
I think you're lying. Oh yeah, I kind of remember that it was like colored something, right? Didn't it become color, or am I just tripping?
You're just tripping. But it was called Sidekick 4G.
Oh.
And it was a smart phone. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's
But it was Android.
Android? Yeah, of course. Even right now, the Microsoft still has phones, but they use Android systems.
It's like, who the fuck uses Windows? Who's still using Windows?
Dude, I remember having to sell those Windows phones. I felt bad because I knew they were going to come back and return them.
You would sell them too? Your dick. You're like, hey.
I was like, hey, these are the latest and greatest. These surpass the iPhone.
The Sidekick released in 2002.
Damn.
How old were you? 30?
No. I graduated in 07, so minus 5. I was 12.
Quit lying, bro.
Yeah, it was 12, bro. Going on 13.
Yeah, but the Sidekick was pretty cool. And I like that they're trying to make a comeback, but...
Is that on the T-Mobile website?
Yeah.
It's coming back?
The last one was 2008.
Oh yeah, the Sidekicks. I remember it was like different colors, kind of like the iPhones, like the cheap versions and stuff.
Mm-hmm, they were 4G.
Wow.
So.
Woody.
That's pretty cool, I guess. Not knocking if you use Windows or Sidekicks, but.
Well, that's my. What are you gonna say about the Apple Watch? That's it. That's what you're gonna say.
Well, that's really all I gotta say. I don't really keep up much on the Apple Watches, but I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they said they have body temperature sensors, so they can detect when a girl's on
her period.
When there's periods about to come and all that.
That's pretty cool.
So that way you get the notification. You're like, oh yeah, my wife's about to.
It's like you sync it. You're like, oh shit, shit.
It's like, well, there's no need. There's no point in doing extra.
It's like, oh, gotta roll one out now. He's
nasty, bro.
I can get explicit.
Giggity.
You like rub giggity. You gotta rub a giggity. That's
dude. I was on the app is off, and then you just rub one, and I want to get frisky, and you're like, I'm good.
That's cool though. Apple keeping out.
Yeah. That's my thoughts for this lovely.
That's all you do, and you didn't even upgrade, bro. Why'd you even want to talk about it?
Because they're trash. Apple's trash. No, I said I'll upgrade.
Dude, I got the iPhone 14 right here, bro.
Did you already get it?
Check it, bro.
Let me see. You got the Pro Max?
Yeah, Pro Max, bro. Check it.
Oh shit. Let's see. Put it to camera, bro, so
they can see the difference.
You see the little right there.
The difference, but the big thing is the camera too.
Let me see.
Look at those lenses, bro.
They're huge, bro.
That's what
she said.
That's what you said.
I think there's not much of a difference. I mean,
and the 12 is thinner though.
Is it?
Yeah.
This is a
it's
fatty
thick.
with the fatty.
Yeah, thick with 2 C's.
Oh damn!
Because that battery lasts. Like me. Hey.
2 minutes. Bro.
It's like 2 minutes. 2 minutes is 2 minutes, bro.
Nancy. Oh yeah, Nancy. If you're hearing this, is it true? Just kidding.
Just like no comment.
It's like
yes, but yeah, dude, I like it. I'm team iPhone. It will always be iPhone. Even though the technology on Android is pretty cool, because I know after a while I'll get tired of like that fold. So
what is that right there? That HP.
Oh, dude, what was that? You're not supposed to see that. I miss Apple, bro. No, bro, it's HP. Just connect all my.
So is that like a little tower?
Yeah, it connects everything.
So how you have a Mac? How do you have a?
It connects my Mac to my monitor, so then I have a iMac.
Oh, connects both of the Macs?
Yeah.
I mean, both of the monitors, or just?
Yeah, so I could connect my Mac to or whatever computer to that monitor, and then the monitor display, so I could have 2 monitors. But talking Samsung, have you seen that $3,500 monitor?
No.
It's
nice?
freaking sick. It's curved, and then it like turns.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Samsung comes out with some cool stuff. But phone wise, it's just not it.
It is, dude.
Well, I used to think that like being one brand would be sick. Like all Samsung. So I wanted Samsung washers, Samsung TVs, Samsung vacuum, Samsung all that.
Yeah.
But what connected to the phone, I was like, oh fuck no, you know. So it made it hard for me. But then like Samsung fridges sucked for a while, and they're gotten better. They look nicer now, but back then they like the French doors were having problems, and some still have problems with the ice maker.
Yeah.
So that sucked. So, but then our washer and dryer was alright. But then we went LG.
Yeah.
So, hey, did we even talk about LG? Does LG still make phones?
No. I think they switched over just to appliances. They couldn't keep up with Samsung.
Yeah, I remember when the LG something came out, bro, and it had a leather back. That one was pretty cool too.
There's also the last one that came out that made news was the one that had like the screen where it flipped out.
Oh yeah, that one came out recently. That one was pretty cool too.
That's after that they just
they didn't stop. But that one was pretty sick though.
I guess. I mean, they have that. I think Samsung has that type of TV too. Have you seen it? It rotates.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I mean, I think LG is just like has some cool stuff too.
Yeah.
I think their appliances are pretty well too. Not the TVs. I don't really like the TVs, but.
Well, I got the Samsung vacuum. It's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice.
And the vacuum has a vacuum, so I just put the canister.
Has a vacuum within a vacuum. So a vacuum's a vacuum. That's cool.
Yeah, your vacuum.
So you don't want to clean out the vacuum.
Ew, dust. Pollen. It's like no.
But you gotta clean out the vacuum that the vacuum cleaned.
Yeah.
So how do you clean the vacuum's vacuum?
I take it to a shop or something.
It's like I buy another vacuum and I vacuum that stuff up. So it's like I have a bunch of vacuums.
I use my Dyson to clean my pants.
I use my Dyson.
And then vice versa when
it's like,
Dyson needs to get clean.
So at the end of the day, his vacuum is still full. Like he has a vacuum full with dust. Dude, that's smart.
Yeah, dude.
So if you're not vacuuming with your vacuum to vacuum your vacuum, then what are you doing then? You know? Yeah. Like, what are you doing? You're doing it wrong.
How do you live? You know. It's like
this guy, bro. It's like I have a vacuum for my vacuum.
Yeah.
That's cool, I guess. But
that's all I got, sir.
That's all you got, bro. That's pretty lame, dude. I'm sorry they had to listen to that. I might not even tune into this episode.
As a matter of fact, don't listen.
It's like, you know what? Just cut.
Let's go to number 7.
Yeah, just don't listen to this one.
I'll put this in the front.
It's like he was all excited. But it's cool. I think listeners like to talk about technology. Probably not. I mean, we like to mix things up here, but I personally like technology, as disclosed before. So I just think talking about this stuff is cool, and like I think it'll be great to just talk about it because I know some tips and tricks. You know, so like if people ask some questions, we can show them.
Yeah.
So, like I don't know if you upgraded to iOS 16.
Mm-hmm. That's the first one.
Did you like it or no?
I like it so far. I did the battery percentage right away.
You switched the battery percentage. That's a must if you're already on iOS 16.
I sent some dick pics and then tried to unsend. It's like I send them a message. I'm like, hey, you got? It's like, are you on iOS 16? It's like yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, bro.
Give them a little surprise, you know? And then just unsend it. Like,
does it really delete it from them even though they already saw it?
Yeah.
I haven't
unless it clicks. If it's a picture, if they save it, then you're done. But
never. Yeah, that's cool.
I'll do one. I'll send.
He's like, you didn't send me one. He's like, oh, screenshot.
Say fuck. Oh shit.
That's funny. No, but it's cool. Like those tips, like I seen on TikTok, it's pretty cool because it's like, oh, I didn't know we could do that. So.
Bitch. By the way, before we end this, we are now officially on YouTube. Thoughts at the Spot. That YouTube. And here shortly,
we'll be
in a
couple
couple days. We'll be on TikTok. That Thoughts at the Spot.
Thoughts at the Spot. Follow us on TikTok, YouTube.
We might put a.
Yeah, we
might put a link tree, and then we might have an OnlyFans too.
We have an OnlyFans, and then we're gonna fucking do a Netflix series too. Yeah. So
we're getting there.
We'll wait until you get there.
We might have to pay Netflix to put us on, but it's gonna be worth it.
It's like, dude, you only got like 3 fucking listeners.
It's like we put season 2. It's like
season. It's like we just got canceled.
It's like our show only airs halfway.
It's like they didn't even make it. No, but yeah, tune in. I think our TikTok be short. I don't know how you're gonna run it or how we're gonna run it, but I think we could put like, like bloopers and freaking behind the scenes. That type of stuff would be pretty cool. So check that out. I think we'll throw that in there for our TikTok, and it's just random stuff. Yeah. Play it fun.
Get some good content out there. It's a work in progress, but we'll get there.
And I mean, people that have been listening since day one, shout out. But if you've been listening, I hope we sound better. We try to upgrade our stuff that we're using.
All of a sudden, we replace ourselves with someone with deeper voice.
Yeah, it's like you gotta sound like sexy, just so the listeners like, oh, I want to listen to this.
It's that voice that makes you fall asleep like you're listening. You're like, oh fuck.
It's like no, but I mean, we try to sound better. I know we have some background noise, and we try to do as much as we can. So when you guys are listening, it sounds nice and clear. But we're getting there, and hopefully, eventually, we make it. We get a studio or something. Just to make it easier. And bring out some good content because I think I'm the life of this podcast. Just kidding.
I'm also taking some voice classes so I can get better.
Just so you could
pronounce my T's.
I feel like sometimes now that I have the mic, I feel like when I'm talking, I'm like,
I sound sexy.
I sound like this. It's like, nah, but
I can hear my breathing. I'm like, you're like, it's like let's cut it.
It's like. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, we're good.
But yeah, bro, just keep tuning in. Like I said, we're getting better. I'm getting better. He sucks. He might get replaced.
Yeah, it's Silos wants to edit the videos with iMovie, so
It's like iMovie. Dude, iMovie's legit, bro. Why can't iMovie?
Dude, it's crazy. Anyways, yeah.
Keep listening. We'll keep producing.
Keep making the content. Again, this is episode 6.
Episode 6 already?
I don't know, bro. We're about to get to 10.
Just kidding. We're behind an episode.
Yeah, we're about. You know what? As a matter of fact, we might record another. one. Stay tuned. Actually,
it's like, you know what? We're gonna extend this. Let's just part 2.
It's like just.
We're gonna talk about more phones.
Nah, phones are phones.
It's like we're gonna dig out some more stuff. Now we're gonna go into tablets.
Yeah. But that's what I got. So that's it, man.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got too, bro. I don't have much to say about phones except if you don't have an iPhone, get an iPhone. Do yourself a favor. Stop buying Android. Stop trying to tell yourself, hey, I'm not gonna be an iPhone. Just jump the gun.
Yeah.
Just join everybody else. Stop freaking texting people and be that green bubble. Please just stop.
So pretty much just get yourself in debt and then just
stop. I mean, the money wasn't even the problem no more. I feel like iPhone, you could get an iPhone. I think they go right now to iPhone 12. You get an iPhone 12 for like $500, $600, and I think even the mini too. So cheaper still than some iPhone. And I know Android, and I know Android takes very cheap phones like $200, but they're ass. At that point, you shouldn't even get a phone because the phone.
Stick with your landline at that point.
And it's not because I'm saying it's cheap. I'm just saying they don't put any quality to those phones. It's just people. I've seen those people and they have their phone constantly freezes. They lose their pictures and stuff. Huh?
The one they sell you at swap meets.
Swap meets is the one that have candy inside. My kid has one.
He calls them $200. Like, no.
But no, I mean, just I get it. I know I haven't been there, but I'm just saying like those iPhones. I mean, those Androids are just they're not good. They people have lost pictures that are very valuable to them. The phones break easy, and they end up having to spend another $200 to get the same phone.
Yeah.
So I mean, just either buy yourself a nicer Android or just do iPhone. Yeah. But like I said, iPhone's the way to go. iPhone's always gonna be the way to go. And I'm not sponsored by Apple by any means. Mm-hmm. Shout out Apple.
He has like an Apple shirt.
It's like, thank you Apple for the hookup, and I'm just like, I'm over here.
We can't do that, bro. You can't have that. Now it's gonna have to put.
You gotta blur it out.
Even though
you gotta blur it out. I have a nothing phone.
All right, guys. Thanks again for listening.
I feel like we fucking say thanks for listening and we thank them, but then we talk some more shit. So it's like we gotta end it. You just gotta cut it.
All right. Well, we're gonna end it right here.
No, don't end it yet. I still have a lot to say. Just kidding. No, I don't. Don't end it. Dude, you really gonna end it? You just gonna leave it like that?
How do you want to? What do you want to say? We already said.
You gotta say bye again, bro. You were just talking for another 3 minutes.
Well, I can say follow us.
It's like listen follow us, subscribe. Yeah. Listen, subscribe. DMs. We slide into my DMs. Take your shot. I
bet you nothing's gonna happen.
Take your shot.
What happens if they take the shot?
I don't know. Unless you take the shot, you'll know. Just kidding. Don't take the shot.
It's too late now, though. Anyway,
it's out there. Hey, I said it.
We's out. Your boy CJ.
We out. We'll see you next episode. Don't listen to this guy.
We're gonna record in 5 minutes, so
we're gonna record another episode soon.
Is that it?
I think that's all I got. Signing out. It's your boy Silos
and your boy CJ.
All right. Till next one.